to let us farm. So, as promised, we are having our live chat today. So, I will use this opportunity to really thank every one of us who have, always made our time to listen to me and to like watch most of our episodes. It's been good, and we'll continue to improve and try as much as possible to make sure that every one of us gets the knowledge that we're looking for. So today we'll be talking about our normal thing, how to make it in catfish farming, how to be a successful catfish farmer. So, like I always say, personally, I don't like posting myself and achievements and successes on the net. Only thing I want to give you is knowledge that can help you. But as with many Nigerians, everybody likes you to be posting things. I'm not really interested in all those stuff. So hopefully, I'm planning that between now and end of this year, if things work as planned, and as God will have it, I will try to start a program where I can empower some catfish farmers to be on their own. But this program is not going to be done in the kind of empowerment that Nigerian thinks of you giving out money. I'm not giving anybody, but I will give you material to farm, and I will also supervise the farming until a particular period. Could be 4 months, 4.5 months, and after that period, whatever it comes out of that farming becomes yours, just a way to support some people. But I'm trying to work out details, and all things being equal, if it's fine, in a few months from now, I will announce the criteria for anybody that is interested to first of all, it's free. If you understand me from the beginning, it's free. There's nothing like what I'm putting together. There's nothing like, hey, you are going to register for anything. No, it's simple thing that we do. I tell you, you show me a farm you want to do, get one or two people, you will join together. I see you, because I'm not going to visit you. I will still do voicing like this. I see you, guide you, empower you by paying for the feed, giving you the fish, go and farm. And at the end of the project, if you succeed and make some profit, you take the money. You know, the group of you takes it and start your own. I'm working out something like that, and hopefully by the end of this period, let's say between now and before end of this year, everything being equal, I should be able to announce it and announce how to join. So until then, but for today, let us start. So, Mana Ad Mafara, I greet you. Thank you very much for joining in. Hassan, thank you very much for joining in, and every other person here, thank you so much for joining in. So today, like I said, we'll be talking about, yeah, great farmer. I see you. So Chris, I see you. So we'll be talking about, I always do a rundown on how to be a successful catfish farmer. And you see, for the past couple of days and weeks, I have been posting and updating and famous. Good evening. Yeah. Do you have a video why kids? I have a video why catfish farmers eat each other. It's on YouTube here. So I have been posting, updating, and one thing I have come to realize is that unfortunately, many catfish farmers are very, very, very ignorant and refuse to learn on very simple, and I mean this thing, I mean very simple things why they are not succeeding in catfish farming. You get? Very simple things why they are not succeeding. And funny enough, catfish farmers that are outside Nigeria, when I tell them things, they do it diligently, showing me videos of things that they do. But catfish farmers in Nigeria, for some reasons, I don't know, but They don't want to listen, and they keep making mistakes. That's why sometimes you see a catfish farmer enter the business with a whole lot of money, and before you know, they crash out. Simple, simple mistakes. So remember how we do this program. If you have any questions, any comments, drop it. I will pick it up from any of the platforms and I will answer it as we go. So, first of all, let us start with when you stock your catfish, the first thing I said is after you have made your market inquiry to understand what where you are actually demand and you stock, please avoid overstocking. People don't understand what is overstocking. Overstocking simply means when you stock more than the number you are supposed to have in a pond. That is overstocking. I have for a very long time now provided many people with, when they ask me, "Oh, how many do I stock in the pond?" I tell them. But I discovered that even after telling them, they will still do the one in their mind. I don't have any problem with it. But where the problem is that majority will fail and they will come back to start saying, one will tell me, "Oh, somebody told me to use hydrogen peroxide." This one, you see, all these things, you don't need it in farming. Good evening. I see all of you. Good evening. Good evening. Please, I may not be able to, answer everybody, but I greet all of you. So you will not, you don't need adding all these things in your catfish farm. They don't need it. They don't need it. I have over 25,000 catfishes in the farm. I don't use one single drug. How can I use it? How many drugs do I use? If I use drug, it means that all the money I will make, I will waste them. Use drug. Imagine you have an eating pond. If you are pouring drug inside the eating pond, immediately that drug is mixing with the water and it becomes useless because the catfishes cannot be able to take anything from the drug. Most drugs of catfish don't even work, they don't even perform. But I see people, they keep talking, they keep talking. Your major problem in catfish farming is overstocking. How do you overstock? If a pond is supposed to take 100, for instance, and you put 500, you have taken away the space they need. Because you have taken away the space, they cannot perform. I always say it. Your catfish, just think about this. The catfish eats, you feed it, it eats, and it actually drinks the water in the pond. So, what do you think happens to the food they eat and the water they take? Where does it go to? Thank you, Chris. So it's the ancestor, Marafa. You are very, very funny. Say it's the ancestor. You are very funny. Well, you cannot be far from the truth because I don't know what is worrying them. So just take it for an example. Let's say they eat, they drink water, and after digestion, there should be waste. Where does this waste go to? If you understand it, you know that as a human being, when you eat, you drink water, you use the toilet. So if the catfish eat, drink water, where do they use? Where is the toilet? I mean, you think about it. So it means that they use the same pond as their toilet. So now the number, if 100 is in the pond and they have enough space and enough water, and they use the same pond as their toilet. So because it's the number that can stay in that pond, the pond actually holds it until 2 days. That's for people using concrete, tanks, tarpaulin, and things like that. So by 2 days, when you now change the water, so you remove that waste and add a new water, they feel fresh air. This is a very, very simple thing. You don't need to go far to think about it. What the problem with me is that whenever I'm trying to teach about catfish farming, I try for you to understand it Very, very simple way. I don't want to use ambiguous words. That's the difference between me and anybody. If I want to sell a product to you now, I'm going to confuse you in a way that everything I say, you won't understand one thing, so that you keep coming, to get that thing from me. But personally, that's not my aim. The aim is for you to understand it. These are simple things. Don't overstock. Okay. I'll give you another example. Somebody recently, I think 2 days ago, wanted to buy a pond. So I was directing him, get this, get that. So he looked for ponds he didn't see. He now told me that he saw a white tank. I asked him how much. He said it's 80,000. So he bought the white tank. So now he bought the white tank of 80,000. I've told him it's 50 that you still can make money. And he's willing to do it. But you see somebody that will go and buy a plastic that is less than 20,000 and you want to put 100 fishes or 200 inside it, something that is very small. The question is, you don't even have money to buy pond, but you have money to buy fish. What of the money to feed the fishes? Have you thought of it? I don't know. I've been following, I've learned a lot. My question is, how can I make profits from melange? I'm coming. So, how can you don't have money to buy the pond, but you have money to buy the fish. Now, I understand that most times the people that sell fish, they put you under pressure. They start convincing you. Like somebody told me, oh, I paid a consultant, and the consultant told me how many I can buy. And he said, oh, this one will take 800. I was telling him the thing will take just 150 or 200. He was shocked. I understand that. But then, if you want to stock, just send me a message. This is the size of my pond, and I will give you free advice. I'm not even going to charge you. It's going to help you. Now, the problem is when you overstock. This is just the beginning of the problem. A lot of things will unfold. Like I just gave you one example of the things that the catfishes will release inside the pond. When they release those things inside the pond, they will now cause infection, bacterial infection to the catfish, because there's going to be a high ammonia concentration in the pond. And because the fishes are living inside the pond and there is ammonia, they drink this ammonia concentrated water, is going to lead to an infection. That's why you see your catfish sometimes they have big stomach. Stomach is a dropsy disease. It's as a sickness because your catfish, they have this high ammonia concentration that is entering their system that causes bacterial infection in them. The thing will go and damage one of their breathing bladders. So they can't be able to breathe in and breathe out very well. That stomach we are seeing now is a trapped air in the system because they can't breathe in and out very well. You see, when you trace back, why can't they breathe in and out very well? But if you watch, anytime people you ask me about a problem in the farm, in your farm, I would like to see the video. I like to ask one or two questions so that I will trace back what caused the problem. If you don't understand why something happened, you can't understand the solution. That's why you see me, I'm not happy when I just say somebody just say, oh, I have a problem with my catfish. Another person did not think about what is the problem. You just say, use potassium, use bitter leaf. Do you know what the problem is? Imagine somebody just saying, oh, I have a slight headache. You don't know what the headache, you don't know what caused the headache. You say, go and buy anti-malaria medicine. For a headache, you sit down and find out, what is causing the problem. That is how you should be able to understand these problems are so easy for you to solve. You don't need me, but if you understand it, it's very, very easy for you. So now, let me answer this question. Evie, you said how to make money from melons because that's what people find in your area. Now, I have said this before. In melange, if your melange catfish is not more than 500 grams, you are just working for people that are buying for you. You won't make profit. If your melange is at least 600 grams, you start making profit from melange. Now, what you can actually do to make money from melange is to make sure that the melange you want to sell to people are more than 500 grams from 600 grams so that you can have little profit. The more it's going up, the more profit you make. If you sell 800 grams as melange, you make higher profit. Now, some of your customers are going to tell you that what they want to buy is 200 grams, 250 grams, 300 grams. You are the farmer. You are going to lose money and you are going to make profit. If you go with what these people say, you are going to make a loss. I'm not telling you this because I want to discourage you, but this is something I have done. And if people here will be honest, most people, many people have tried melange, left, stopped doing melange. Except you don't know what you're doing. If you try melange, you will see that practically you are not making any profit. You stop it. But if you go back to think of why you are not making profit, this thing I'm saying now is going to be useful to you. You won't make profit making any melange that is below 500 grams. You are just working for the people, and you won't make profit if your melange stays 4 months. It's a loss. For you to make 500 grams, you're supposed to make it in 2 months, 2.5 months, you make 500 grams. So maximum your melange you stay is 3 months, 3.5 months, you stop that melange. Anything after that is no longer melange. Because by that 3.5 months, it's expected that some of your catfishes that did not peak will get to 700 grams. But if at 3.5 months you are still making only 500 grams, that's a big loss. And again, most people, what used to confuse them is that when they talk about melange, they now overstock. A pond that is supposed to take 200, you now want to do melange, you want to put 1,000, you overstock. So if a pond is supposed to take 200, I want to do melange because 200 would be by 1 kilo. So if you now want to do melange, you don't need to start sitting on melange that, okay, your melange should be 400. No. If you stay on 300, as that is what your melange is going to stake on, you can still make something. But when you now go to double of that figure, it's a zero. This is not an argument. It's I always let people try it with your money. Anything you see, take it. How many bags of feed will raise 1,000 catfish from juvenile to an average of 2 kg? That question, like 108 bags of feed, is going to take your catfishes to 1 kg and above. 108 bags of feed. That is what it's supposed to be. The person chatting me now and asking me if I remember him, please, I cannot be able to respond to that your question until after this particular program because I am on air now. So for me to go individually and start that, it's going to be a problem. So 108 bags is going to so you if you multiply that figure, it's going to be 2 kg and above. But if you just want 2 kg, about 160 bags will be able to do the job. 108 is going to be 1 kg and above. So if you go around 160, 170 bags, depending on what you want all your fishes to be. So if you want them to be 2 kg and above, it's simply 108 by 2, which is about 216 bags. But if you just want just 2 kg, it should be about 160, 170 bags. That's it. But you know what I always say? Feeding, budgeting is for you to have an idea, follow it up like that. Never you go and stockpile feed, please. Don't do that. I understand that sometimes your prices of feed changes, but instead of you to stockpile feed, I will prefer you go to a mega distributor, discuss with the person, pay the money to the person. When the prices of feed change, you go back to the person, you negotiate. There's still going to be a discount for you than a situation you did not give the money at all. But when you have stockpiled your feed, what is going to happen is that some of this feed may spoil. One, you as a farmer may not even know how to stock feed. You don't know how to store feed, so you could put the feed in a way that they will form mold. Mold is when your catfish, you touch it like this, they do like say they break, and some of them will have colors on it. The catfish feed, it will be like say they are now coming together. Those feed will not cause a problem to the catfish, but sometimes they may cause problem to the catfish, but again, they've lost their nutritional value. So if you are now giving your fishes those feed, the feed will not work for your catfish because the feed has lost its nutritional value. It's just like giving your fish nothing to eat, and at the same time you think you are feeding them. I don't know if you understand that. So please don't ever stock feed like that. Every feed will stay a maximum of 3 to 4 months, and that's it. So if you are buying a feed, always check the date on the bag. Don't stock feed. I've seen people stock feed and rats went and started eating the feed. So there are a lot of things behind that. That's why I say don't stock. Just pay money. Anytime you are going to pay the pig, check the bag. If it's not the current food, leave it. Go back. Or that's just the truth. When a distributor starts encouraging you to buy expired feed, it is you who is going to lose money, not the distributor. So what are the steps to take in new concrete pond? New concrete pond, the major step to take in a new concrete pond is simple. It's just to wash your pond with detergent and rinse properly. After that, you are free to stock your pond. Now, for you to test the pond, leave it overnight with water full to be sure it's not leaking. I see people going to do plantain leaf. Like I've done a video on it, many videos. You don't need those things. There is no connection between plantain leaf and fertilization. Some people say, oh, that I don't know what I'm talking. I said, it's a simple thing. If you know the connection, if you know the chemical ingredient, if you know the fertilizer ingredient in plantain leaf that can make a cement to be fertilized, please drop it and I'll give you 100K. If you know that chemical, bring it. I will give you 100K. This is where people make ignorance. You want to make cement to be fertilizing. How? What people don't understand is that I'm not just I'm not just a catfish farmer. I'm also a crop farmer. I grow hectares of crop. I do maize very well. Sometimes I grow about 20, 30 hectares of maize. 1 hectare is 15 plots. I do this in, year out. I use tractor to work. I think some of my videos are even online. So when I talk about things, I talk about it based on these things. I have tried it. Even the simple agricultural terms, you will know. There's nothing you can do to make cement to fertilize. Cement is a dead end because of the chemical composition of a cement. If it was only limestone, yes, but other things used in making cement to be gumming, you can't fertilize it. Just like tarpaulin, you cannot fertilize the byproduct of a petroleum product. If it was the petroleum product that is gotten before, you can actually break it down and use it to do fertilizer. That is what they use in doing some of the fertilizers that we use, like the 2010 fertilizer. So it's a byproduct from crude oil, not from the processed one used in doing the tarpaulin. So you can't fertilize it. But when I say, people say, he doesn't know what he's talking because he has not tried it. What did you try? Simple experiment. Plant on where you have cement and see if it will germinate and grow very well. Simple. Or you put tarpaulin on the floor, plant maize on top, and see the thing grow and germinate very well. So why people argue, but it's okay. What size is adequate for 300 grams of catfish? That question doesn't mean anything. 300 grams of catfish is what? That is the question. 300 gram of catfish is for what? Is it you want to sell at 300 gram? I don't get it. So let me understand what you are talking about. What feed is adequate for 300 grams of catfish? That question is not correct. So please, how many fishes can someone stock in 10 by 10 by 4? Now, a 10 by 10 by 4 is supposed to have water at 3 feet high. So what you're going to stock there at Chuka Sunday, good evening. So what you're going to stock there is 120 catfishes to 1 kg and above. So if you stock this number for your 1 kg and above, when I say these things, go and look at your results when you feed very well at 4 months. You come back and give the testimony. We'll start collecting tithes very soon so that as more the testimonies are rolling in, we'll be getting our tithe. Because people are making money. They're making money from some of these testimonies, but they don't pay their tithe. So that's my way. So launch, they must attain 300 grams within 3 months. From what stage? From juvenile stage. From juvenile stage, yes. Because when you say that it's not from juvenile stage, when you go below juvenile, that's where there's problem. Because people, they sell things to you based on how much you pay. So if you go below, it could take another fish 3 weeks to get to juvenile, whereas it's supposed to be 2 weeks. So it could be a lot of complication. That's why I always use juvenile so that we don't make mistakes and confuse ourselves the more. Sister, can you please help us with the formula for calculating stocking density? I've said this thing before. Stocking density calculation, I have said it. I can't give out formula. Why? When I started Let Us Farm here on YouTube and all these things, if you go and check, there are many things I say here. People copy it to make money from other people. So sometimes I get feedbacks from people. Now, when I get the feedback, I listen to some of these feedbacks. Some of them are copied line by line, word for word, and they now charge people. So I decided that there are things I will never tell you. Just ask me. No matter, even if it is 1,000 people asking me. Some people will give me list of 10 points. I know they are not using the pound, but I will tell you, just you have to give me time. I will answer it as time goes on. No problem. But for me to give it out, I won't, because I give things out and it turns to money making venture for some people. I decided to do this thing to assist people free of charge. So sorry about that situation. What size of feed is adequate for 300 grams? That's what I'm asking you. What are you saying? Now, what determines the size of feed fishes eat is one, what is the age of the fish? So, if a fish is weighing 300 grams and the fish is 4 months old, what me I will tell you is the size of feed is to sell the fish. These are some certain things that that's why I'm asking you all these questions. If a fish is weighing 300 grams and is supposed to be where it's supposed to be, it will be eating 2 mm. So I like to know the age of the fish, and so that I can be able to advise you correctly. So fish that is weighing 300 grams, that is within 2 months, going to 3 months, it will be on 2 mm. But somebody will come and tell you fish is weighing this, and when you look at it, the fish may have gotten to 3 months, and I need to see the fish. Some will say it's weighing this thing. When you see the fish, it's very small. Maybe now 1.8 self the fish can even eat, and the person is quoting. So you see, I've seen a lot. People just say things, and at the end of the day, it's not really what they mean, but they just tell you things, and that's it. What's the class recorded? Because I don't know the class we hold today. Are you serious? Yeah, the class, it will be recorded. You can still watch it later. But I did an announcement now. I posted the announcement for 2, 3 days now. So anyway, no problem. You can still see it later. I also observed that my fishmongers in my area prefer 4 or 3 to make 1 kg. Once they tend to avoid it. Ebenezer, you are not going to do Osho-free work. Osho-free work means work that you just do for people and they say it's all right. If you go and sell 4 fishes for 1 kg, that means you are selling 250 grams. And at the end of the production, you come back to say, oh, I made loss. Me, I will still say, oh, but I told you. It's simple. If you want to do 250 as the gram for the fish you want to sell, please process it yourself and sell it as smoked fish. If you sell it as fresh fish, you are going to lose. Oh, that's how I used to say it. And at the end of the day, it will happen. And then people turn back to start blaming me. It's not my business. So I'm not investing money in that, because if not the one where I put my money, you must do what I talk. So that's just it. So how many fishes can someone stock in a 10 by 10 by 4? I told you now, Tube Sunday. Or maybe you don't like what I said before. I told you, go back and look now. And I said it's 120 for 1 kg and above. That's what I said. So please, sir, can you advise on which size is profitable melange, 1, 2, or kg? I said now, in melange, for you to make profit, your melange have to get to 500 gram. Now, if you want to make profit at 500 gram, you just break even. So let me explain it very well. So at 500 gram, you recover your money at 500 gram. If all your fishes at melange are 500 gram, you just recover your money. So the more they go on top of that 500 gram, that's when you make profit. That's the truth. So if you sell two for 1 kg, you see, it will just break even. Because if you now make, if now the thing is now more than, if the two of them now is slightly more than 1 kg, you make a small fraction of profit. Like I always say, on melange, there's no much profit. Go and ask any fish farmer. There's no much profit on melange. And the reason is because e no gain weight. You are selling weight. At melange, your fishes are just trying to start gaining weight. This is something you got to understand. So at melange, your fishes are beginning to get body weight. People want to buy it because they want to go and smoke it. But you, as a fish farmer, what is your benefit? Will you just work for nothing and tomorrow you start complaining? You can't do that. Or maybe you wish to do that. Good luck to you. But for me, I can't do that. I have to work for my money. So at 500, that time, okay, you don't level your profit and your cost and expenses. So anything on top of 500, that's when you now start making money. You get it? So you now decide the kind of money you want to make. But if the area you are is that is the only thing they will buy, smoke it yourself and start selling to people. So in that way, you now make more money. So in that way, you can actually do four for 1 kg. So even if people want to come and pick up the fish from you, I tell them that it's the one that you smoke that you have. If they want to go and sell it that way, that's when you now make money. You now charge them more and make money because you have added value to the fish. But if you cannot do that, well, it's one of those things. 6 by 6 by 4 pond. So in a 6 by 6 by 4 pond, what you can stock there is okay, maximum of 60 fishes to 1 kg and above, making sure that you have a water level of 3 feet high. Um, so 1,000 pieces that started picking 3 mm of blue crown. How many bags can I buy before moving to 4 mm? Okay, 1,000 fishes when they start eating 3 mm of blue crown. By the way, the 3 mm they are supposed to start eating it at the first day of their third month. That is when they are supposed to start eating blue crown. Now, 3 mm, not blue crown. Any they can eat anything, but 3 mm is from the first day of their third month. On the first day of their fourth month is when you are supposed to move to 4 mm. So this is the answer I can give you because I don't know. Like I always say, the what your fish will eat. You see, when I see people online, they used to quote, they will tell you, 4 bags of 3 mm, 6 bags of 4 mm, this of 6 mm. I see those things. Yes, what they are telling you is what they understand that it will be. But the truth is that after 2 months, many of my catfishes die because you overstock. So after 2 months, they are bigger than the pond, and that's why they die. So what you can do is divide the number of fishes, add more ponds, create more space, you stop dying. So um when I see people say things like that, it's okay. It's what they understand. But the truth is that I don't know what is going to be the water situation in your pond. I don't know, the temperature of the water in the pond. I don't know how you manage your pond. These things are barrage of questions. You can come to my pond now, and my 1,000 fishes at 3 months. In a day, they finish 1.5 bag, or in a day they finish 1 bag, and in your own pond they eat 1 bag in 4 days. Now if I tell you what is happening in my pond, it's not going to be the same thing with your pond. It's not, because one, the condition of my pond is different from the condition of your pond. Even the water pH in my pond is also different from the water pH in your pond, and all these things affect the way your catfish will eat and digest the food. So, because all these things also affect it, I can't tell you what I don't know. So, for us to be able to tell ourselves the truth and what we think we know, the best thing is I have told you what is supposed to happen to them. So, at the first day of the 3 months, buy 3 mm. So, if they are like, let's say you are on 3 months and 3 weeks, so it's not remaining 1 week, and the way your catfishes are eating, you've already seen it. So maybe in a week, they are able to eat 5 bags. Example. So what you do, you still buy 5 bags. So if they now finish the 5 bags within 2 days or 3 days, you buy more 5 bags. If the food will not waste. So even if by that first day of their fourth month, they still have 1 or 2 bags, finish the 1 or 2 bags before you now go and buy the 4 mm. So with that, you are also covered. You don't have any problem. Do not let people to always bamboozle you with go and buy this, go and buy that. It doesn't work. Hmm. 7 by 7. This is your concrete pond. How do we calculate this one now? Because I don't have my writing materials to use and help. But I will try and do something before we finish. So don't worry. So that is how that is how you do some of these things. Just the reason is very simple. You are trying to avoid a situation that you feed the wrong feed size to your catfishes. When you feed them the wrong feed size, they cannot perform. Somebody will say, why would they not perform? The smaller ones cannot eat big feed. So, because the smaller ones cannot eat big feed, what will happen is that their growth will be slowed down. They cannot pick up their growth. Then it is you who is going to lose. I keep on saying it's you so that you understand what happens when we make mistake. So I will tell you, like the last fish I posted, some people were arguing about something. We'll discuss that now. So coming to your 7 by 9 by 4 concrete pond, how many you can stock in this pond? If it was me, I will stock 90 fishes for 1 kg and above, and make sure that the water level is 3 feet high. You will see a wonderful result between 4 months and 4.5 months. Okay, so now, like I was saying about overstocking and the last fish that I posted a fish where somebody achieved 1 kg in 3 months and 5 days. From what I posted, it was from the contact I gave the person. Like every one of you that is following this channel, I have said time without number. I don't hash fish. I don't get involved in hashing because I have a lot of things that I do. Just like I said now, I am a poultry farmer, I'm a catfish farmer, not just one catfish. I have over 25K catfishes, and my poultry is enough. Then I have crops. So this is too much. So then I can't go into hashing because hashing is big. For you to succeed or fail in catfish starts from your hashing. It's way too big, but people don't know. So you have to manage a lot of things to bring out results. So I don't hash. So I actually buy all my catfishes. So the guy that actually sells to me also sells to people here. And I don't get involved. I don't need your commission. I don't need anything. Or I can only give you a recommendation, say, go to him, tell him it's from me so that he will give you discount. But I don't need anything from anybody. So this guy sent me this video. He said, oh, I bought these fishes from the guy you recommended, and these fishes are very good. That at 3 months and 5 days, he was able to achieve 1 kg of body weight. But here is a catch. On that fish, you look at the lines, the fin lines on top of the body of the fish. You see they are eating off. Do you know why? Just like what I said at the beginning of this teaching, at the beginning of this class, I talked about, you know, can you please recommend a reliable hasher? Just like I said, with person that sells from me to me is a reliable person. All you can do is send me a DM. Just send me a direct message so that I will send you his number. Go and chat with him. Just tell him that it's from me. But he's very 100% reliable. If for any reason you don't like or anything happen, just let me know. but he has never disappointed anybody. But I can trust him for over 10 years now. So now, what I was saying, the catfish the guy posted, sent to me, when you look at it now, you see that the result is a very good result, very wonderful result. But the problem is when you look at the fin line at the catfish, you see that these fin lines have already been eaten, and it's like a hole at the back of the fish. So I made one statement. I said people will not like to buy it, and there's every probability this guy will not make money from this thing. Emotions started erupting. Some people say, how will you be saying it? I did it years ago. That's the normal thing. See, when you see people want to mislead you, that's the first thing they will. Oh, I did it. Oh, I did it without proof. I did it. I did it years ago, and I succeeded. So, what you're saying is really not correct. I don't say things by emotions. I don't say things here because I want to emotionally get attached to you or attract you to do anything. It's none of my business. I say things here just the way it's supposed to be. So the problem now is you that is listening. How do you want to take it? It's entirely your own problem. From experience, if you are selling your catfish and buyers come, they are looking at the fish. Do you know there was a time I sold my fishes? Buyers got to my pond. Some people that were helping me to drag fish from the eating pond, because I was very busy that day, they brought out some fish, put in the sack. Unknown to me, that particular bowl that they were putting the fish in, they didn't add enough water to it. They put small water. So before you know what is happening, some of these fishes started changing color. The woman that they were trying to help to bring out the fish from, look at it, say, just ask me, what is this? What is the kind of fish? Which kind of fish is this color? Fishes, the color is a little bit dark, but I don't know. It just started changing color, becoming very light. This is that she's not buying this fish. Like play like laugh. The woman rejected that bath. Eh? So I carried the bath, I use 18 ponds, but I have standby concrete pond and tarpaulin, which we use to do sorting and a lot of things in the farm. So I just poured the fish there, pour water, say just leave it. Later on, we'll face that issue. By the time we went to face the issue, I've lost most of those big fishes. I'm not talking of small fish. I think I even have a video like that. I think I have the video of that particular fish. The fish you are talking about now, big fish, 1.5 kg. I lost it. Why? Dehydration and the sunburn. That's why they change color. Honestly, that's why. What's this? Please, I sent you. I will do that after this particular listing. Don't worry. I will respond to you. Just send me the message. If you send me the message on my WhatsApp is 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. I respond to all my messages confirmed. The only thing is that I won't respond immediately you send me the message. I will not, because I may be busy. Just like now, and somebody, I saw messages that are entering now. I can't respond to it now until when I'm done. Then I go back to my phone to reply messages. Sometimes it may take 6 hours or 7 hours after I send you a message because I may be busy. So if you send message to this number 081 353 48909, I will respond you within 24 hours, guaranteed. So that's how I lost money on that particular fish, and I learned my lesson. So buyers that come to your pond, they don't just want to buy fish. Yeah, good morning from your side. They don't just want to buy fish, they also want to buy quality. So if your catfishes have injury, they will not buy. The ones that want to buy will underprice you because they want to buy quality. 081 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. 081 353 48909. 909. That's my number. So they don't buy it because they want to. No. Then the ones that want to buy it from you, what they will now do is that they will reduce the price. Imagine if in your area they're selling catfish like 3K for 1 kg. So automatically that catfish now, because you saw it placed on a scale, it read 1 kg. It's supposed to be 3,000. But I will tell you that they will not pay 3,000. The ones that want to buy it maybe we price it 2,000 or 2,200. That's money that you're losing. Why? Overstocking. So when you overstock in your pond, now, I have explained that overstocking will lead to dropsy disease. Dropsy disease is the one you come, you see your catfish, the stomach is big. This is what I will not be able to do now. And the WhatsApp number again, the speed was not too much. I've called that number 4 times. It's not because when I'm doing like this now, we are dragging other people back. Remember, we have many other people online and not just one place. As I'm talking to you now, I'm live on TikTok, I'm live on YouTube, and I'm live on Facebook. So you understand that we still have some other people. Now, the number, just try and listen now so that we don't make a mistake. 0, 3, 5, 3, 4, 8, 9, 0, 9. That's my number. If you go to any of my video, it's there. So that's my number. So you have seen I have explained what overstocking does from the first time we started this thing. So if you miss this, I will try and update it on TikTok, but on YouTube and Facebook, automatically it will be there. So you can actually go back and watch everything that we've talked about today. And if you are still here, if you still have questions, still drop it. I will still be taking it as we go. So, like we talked about overstocking, that's what I'm talking about today. Because the truth is that for most part of your success story in catfish starts and ends with overstocking. Overstocking can affect one, the livability of your fish. That's the number of your fishes that you stock and the number that survive. That's the livability. How are they lively at the time of production till you sell? Overstocking, because livability means to do even the ones that will die and all those things, all these sicknesses, diseases, and everything are intertwined with your stocking density. Then it also affects what is your production size. So what is the size that you achieve in terms of weight gain from your catfish also comes from your stocking density. So stocking density is a load on its own in catfish farming. It actually carries everything in catfish farming together. This thing will reshape what you are going to get from your fish farming. It's not a joke. Many people that have, because they want to get stock so many thousands, they have failed. They will be asking, they will be saying a lot of things in catfish. This one happened, this one. But the simple thing is that they overstock, and that's it. So why I'm saying this is I want you guys to try and understand this thing. And I'll also tell you a story about what sunlight can also do in your catfish farming. I'll try and tell that thing before the end of this production. So some of these things I'm saying is not to spite anybody or to, like I always say, I don't care what you do. I don't like damaging people's business. So I won't call anybody's name. But I always say it for you to understand that these are the implications of some certain things that will happen to you in catfish farming. But these are some of the ideas that people sell to you, just to like make you do what at the end you don't even know what is the cost. So now, when you overstock, like I said, it causes dropsy disease. Dropsy disease is catfish stomach will blow. Like I said, when you have this kind of problem in catfish, remove those ones that have that sickness and put in a separate place so that they don't cross infect others with what the problem they have. So one of the easiest things, once you do it, reduce the number in that pond and add more water to them every time. Forget about what you are thinking. Whenever I say things like this, people jump to ask me at the end, oh, but you said we have antibiotics that we can give to those ones that have the problem. I don't prescribe drugs. And if you must use drugs, do something to prevent it from spreading. So I like seeing the video that you have done this, then we move to the next stage so that you don't make mistakes. Some of us, we don't want to hear. All we want to hear is go and give drugs. It won't work. So even if you give drugs without the separation, they will still have problem. That's the reason why when I say things, I stop it and I tell you why I will stop it so that when you do what we said, we move to the second phase. So these are the problems of overstocking. So that particular fish, when people were talking, I ignored it. But the truth remains that the guy overstocked. Luckily, the fish that he stocked were good seed. So some of the shooters there can still give this result. And like I said in that video, the guy said he had many ponds. What stops you from dividing the fishes at the onset? This is a problem that many people have. When they stock a pond that will take 500, they prefer to put 5,000 in it or put 1,000 in it and tell me, okay, after 2 weeks, you want to sort it out. Like I said, I've been a catfish for many years. In most times, that 2 weeks, they will not do it. You start saying that the fishes are still small, they can still be there. So before you know, they extend it to 2 months. Within that 2 months, most of the fishes would have died inside that pond. They don't know. And they have already created a problem for the fishes growing because you have confined them in an environment that is too tight for them, will start having stunted growth in pond that you kept them. So by the time you now separate them, the stunted growth is already in them. They will now be struggling to meet up in growth. And as you separated them, you don't even understand that this size that you put here is not supposed to eat a particular size of feed at that time. You go and keep feeding it the wrong feed, the fishes will not grow. You are saying feed is too high. Since I started catfish business, there was never a time feed was too high. 70 years ago, fish feed was, I think it was 1,000 something. That time, what we were selling 1 kg of fish was 300 before it moved to 500. And that time, if you calculate 1,000 something per bag of vital feed as at 17 years ago, you will know that that money then, 2008, it was still a big money, very big money. It has always been high. And how much were we selling fish that time per kg? 300. From 300, it moved to 400. So there was never a time that fish feed was not high. So if you are bringing this as an excuse, that means you don't really want to do the business. The only problem here is that nobody wants to learn the business. Feed, animal nutrition food is always high. So what you do is you have to stock within your limit. The one that you can be able to buy the feed to feed them. So as we are progressing, as you are making profit, you are expanding. But if you think, and as people always say, oh, let us start catfish farming, you jump into it and you now stock too many fish and you cannot feed them and you complain that it's high. The truth about it is that you will be the one to lose the money. Some other people have been in the business and some are coming, we continue going. Many are dropping, people are going, many are dropping, people are going. That's the problem. Because you have to learn the business. It's after you learn the business, just like an apprenticeship, learning the business from the person that is successful in the business. It requires money. Catfish farming requires money. It doesn't require your house food. Somebody was asking me today wants to put catfish at the back of the house. I said they need fish feed. He said I want to use something that is not fish feed. I said it's fish feed. He was saying, okay, what other thing? I said fishes they eat maggot. But the issue is that maggot will never give you profit in catfish. So even if you are in your house and you want to put catfish at the back of your house and you use only maggot, before you go shop that fish, it go pay. And some of them will not grow. Some of them will be very, very small. Because the quantity of maggot you will give them cannot give the result that you want to enjoy as catfish fish. And mind you, most people that ask this question have intention that they will say part of the fish. So that's just it. Mhm. So, good afternoon. So if you have any question, please, even if you are joining now, we're already late. This is almost 6 o'clock. So, drop your question. I will still pick that question up before we round up because next 30 minutes, 40 minutes, we should be rounding up. So, like I said, when you overstock, like that fish, luckily the fishes were good. So, he have some, that we get to 1 kg. But now, if they have injury, oh, if they have injury, they are going to have a problem. They're going to have a very, very serious problem. Why? Like I said, buyers will always look for a way to buy your product at the cheapest price. Please, anybody from Facebook that need my number, what I'm going to do for you is when we are done here, I will post it on Facebook. I don't want to take any other person back. So I will take it off, post it on Facebook. So once you go to Facebook, you will see the number. It's even there, sef. If you check my Facebook page, it's there. So these people actually want to buy it very cheap from you and make more profit. Why you, the farmer, will be suffering for a mistake that you made. Now, I said it that the person, like I told him, separate your catfishes. Like I said, the problem is that by the time people make this mistake and separate their catfishes, they will not understand that those fishes that did not pick up, you have to reduce the size of feed you are giving them. I don't mean quantity, so that we don't misunderstand. Example, if you sort your fishes, and let's say by 3 months, when you separate them, and you're already feeding all of them 3 mm, you now sort them. Those smaller ones go back to 2 mm for them. What will happen is that when you give them that 2 mm, it will help you to boost them up so that they can be able to eat the 3 mm. If you sort it again and at 4 months and they are 4 mm, reduce to 3 mm for the smaller ones. Even if it's just for 2 weeks, it will help you a lot. So do not make them to eat and come up to the other size. The reason why you are looking for these things is that what you sell at the end is weight and size. So if you want to sell fish and your catfishes, their sizes don't rhyme, what I mean by rhyme is they are not of the same size. Maybe your fishes are very big, but you now have like 20% very big, and others are not big. It's a big loss. Very heavy loss. I'm telling you. You will know until after they finish sales and you calculate your expenses and your profit. You discover you just made loss. So the only way is to make sure you don't overstock. How do you not overstock? If you want to stock your fishes, just send me a message on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram. Just send me a message. I have a pond of, tell me the length, tell me the width, and tell me the depth of the pond, how deep that pond is. Just send it to me. So when you send it, I will now respond to you that this is the number of fishes to stock. Sometimes my response is not good. It's not good. But that is the reality. I'll give you an example why it's not good. Some people will advise you that a 10 by 10 by 4 pond at 3 feet water height will take 1,000 fishes. If you come to me, I'm going to tell you that it's 120 catfishes that we take to give you 1 kg and above fish. You see, I say no good because you already had a plan that you're going for 1,000, and I'm telling you it's 120, so it's not good. But that's the truth. That's just the truth. If you stock 1,000 in this pond, you are going to have high mortality. And when you have high mortality, you will use everything to stop this mortality. It will not stop. But when it will stop, many of the fishes would have died. Why they are dying is that naturally the catfish will create space for itself. So the ones that cannot be able to withstand the high ammonia that is in the pond will be dying until that gets to a number That number that when the catfishes pass feces, urinate inside the water, it won't affect them. They will stop dying. That time, you will think that is the drugs that you use that made them to stop dying. Now the catfish will start growing again. After another 1 month, they will start dying again. You start getting more confused. You go back to the drugs you used before, they will not work. Now people will advise you on more drugs. Better leave. You start using those things again. When they die, they will stop. You will think that is what you use again. You will know that at this time, what happened is that they've grown to this level again, and many of them have died because they can't withstand the ammonia. They will stop dying. You see, you continue again. So this is what you will do until you sell. When you sell, total everything, you will shake your head, say, man, this one no pay. Oh. But next time, you're willing to continue again. It's a vicious circle. It keeps going like this, like this. So each time you do, you're going to lose some money. You come back again with the mind that you want to do it. You still do it, you lose money. You go. You come back again with the mind that you're going to do it. You do it again, you lose money. You go, just like that. So no need to waste your time. Every year that goes by and you don't achieve it in the farming business, you are adding 1 year to your age, meaning you are getting older. The earlier you realize this and leave people talk, it will be better for all of us. Now, let me go to another topic that we discussed that also attracted a lot of things. So, there's this picture that I posted of monitor lizard. So, people were shocked at that. Like I said, who is this? Boss, which size of fish can take 150 catfishes? 150 catfishes of tarpaulin or concrete pond, you can actually use a 10 by 15 by 4 tarpaulin pond will give you that very wonderful result. Yeah, will give you, or even a 10 by 12 by 4 tarpaulin pond can also give you the same wonderful result. So that will work for you. Um, so it was a monitor lizard. So people were so surprised at what happened. Okay, now let me tell you this. Fish farm attracts many visitors. Just like if you are a poultry farmer, poultry farm also attracts many visitors, especially if you are farming for egg. So we have too many visitors. Now, these visitors, they come for one thing, they can't find food. It's not our fault because this is the way nature has made it that you always have these visitors. So now, in catfish farming, visitors start from human being. Human being will come to steal and disappear. But their own, we can easily manage their own if you understand your environment. Now we have birds. They will also come, swallow your fish and go. Now we now have the reptiles. Reptiles are many types, starting from snake, monitor lizard. These things are dangerous. Alligator. I even did a video for it, but on YouTube, people have not even seen this dangerous one. And I will still do that. I notice my fishes are not growing. It's been 1 month now, and majority of them are not growing. So what you are going to do for me is, if you are feeding your fishes tomorrow morning, just do a video when you are feeding these fishes and send this video to 081 353 48909. I need to see these fishes to know exactly why they are not growing. So I will be able to help you solve this problem free of charge. So if your fish is like, if you have only 1 pond, no need to sort. If you did not sort it, they won't have mortality if you stock the size I gave you. But for you to have uniform sizes and you have 2 ponds available, just be sorting it within the pond and you have, your things will grow up. But if you don't have 2 ponds and you have this size that I recommended for you, for the 150 catfishes, you don't need to sort. Just follow the feed sizes for each month and you get your result. Can I start giving my 8 months hybrid catfish 9 mm? Yes. At 8 months, you can give your hybrid catfishes 9 mm. Yeah, that's very good. Stock 1,000 and I have enough pond. I agree with you that you have enough pond, but like I said, I always like to see what I talk about. No, 35348 909. The one at the back is not one, no, it's 9. 081 353 48 909. 909, not 901. Please, sorry about the mistake. I stock 480 in a 5 by 3 by 4. If this is a 4 feet, if it's by feet, the pond is too small for 480 catfishes. Okay, so I don't get confused. So did not I did the monitor lizard that I posted on Facebook. I didn't even post it on this thing. So I will still do a video of that and send. But what I want to tell you is that you see one of the most dangerous things. Okay, I'm waiting for your video, no problem. So one of the most dangerous things that will destroy your catfish is monitor lizard. Now, I will tell you something. Monitor lizard, why they are very dangerous, I experience high mortality. Okay. Oh, thank God, Mr. Smart. You now understand what I'm saying. You experience high mortality, right? That's what happens when you overstock, but nobody will tell you. They will keep recommending drugs, and drugs don't solve the problem. This problem is understanding the simple secret of why you have a problem in the farm. So when you understand the simple secret of why this problem is having, you discover you don't need drugs. You just solve it. Now you understand it. Thank you for understanding. So, monitor lizards are very dangerous. Now, why monitor lizards are very dangerous is that when you see monitor lizard, you see those small ones, you think that they are not harmful. One, these guys can actually climb into anything. You know, lizards climb wall. That same thing that monitor lizards do. They climb into anything undictated, and they swallow fish. Please help me with the WhatsApp number. I just called the WhatsApp number now. They can swallow fish without you knowing. Now, my WhatsApp number is 081 You are correct. That's my number. 081 353 48909. That's my WhatsApp number. So you can send me a message. So they can climb into any pond undictated. Now, once they dive into your pond, what's going to happen? They swallow your catfishes. Your fishes will be free once they get to 2.5 months and they are big. So that time, monitor lizards will not be able to do, because at that point, what happens is that when fishes are small, everything you see them up. Even if they go down the pond, when these things enter the pond, chase them. They don't run. Sometimes they don't even understand that they are predators. So they actually submit themselves to this thing. But when the fish is now getting big, when these things enter the pond, the catfish itself will go down and like ready to run inside the pond. So they become, that time they are not a good targets. So these things don't have their time. I went to a pond one day and I saw somebody having a duck inside the pond. I'm like, duck. Since we eat your fish, he said, no, that the fishes are no longer small. I was like, I was thinking, he said, no, that the ducks actually need water to play. So they just enter the pond. But that when the fishes were small, he doesn't release the ducks. Because ducks cannot carry big fish, no. But when the fishes are small, like I said, these monitor lizards will enter, they will help you. Okay, no problem. When I'm done, I will check my WhatsApp. So they will help you to swallow whatever you have. Now, what is the solution to solving this problem? Because I'm about solutions. So, first, if you set up your pond and in that environment, you have seen or heard anything about monitor lizard, go and buy. There's this wire mesh. There's this wire mesh that we normally use. Go and buy it. You get the wire mesh. The eyes of the wire mesh is something like this. It's not big. That's the mesh they put, how will I describe? It's a net, but it's thick, but very high. It's not much like this. So you get it, and then you use it and cover the top of the pond, putting a door where you can always open and close. So from that point, you'll be able to pour feed inside the pond and feed your catfishes. So depending on the kind of net that you buy, some of the eyes can take the feed if you pour it to go inside. Or you buy original fishing nets. Now, when I say local farmers, I mean local fish farmers that enter water to drag fish. They have original fishing nets. You can ask them where they buy from. So, original fishing nets, the eyes is something big like this, but there's something about the original one. So, the original one, when you put something in that eyes, it tangles. The thing will not pass. So if your hand enter that place like this, if you hold you, the more you are trying to go out, the more that eyes will be tightening you. That's the original one. But if it's the one that is not the original one, you go just do like that, you can pull out yourself. So if you can also get it, it's also very good. So when you put these things and cover your pond, you prevent these guys from entering your pond. They are very dangerous. So, oh, I need inflow or outflow water to change your water. You change water every 2 days. So you have your discharge point down and you have your inflow up. So your inflow, you open it, it pours in. I prefer if you are putting water inside your pond, your concrete, your tarpaulin pond, put your, they call it shower rose cap on top of, your pond has like a pipe. You put the pipe to pour in water. So if you put that shower rose is if you go to the shower, your bedroom shower, you see that thing on the mouth that when the water is coming, splash it like that. They call it shower rose. So put it in the thing. It's not a must to, but I like it that when you put it, what it does is that it reduces the way the volume of water pours inside the pond. So technically, what it does is that it reduces the shock that will come in because of the force of water flow. I don't know how your own water comes in. Some people, the water flow into their pond is very heavy. Because so if it comes like that, nothing will happen to your fish. Oh. No, but sometimes it can create shock on these fishes and they just like before they gain themselves. So if it's that shower rules, when that force comes, it kills the force and expands the water. So you see, fishes they just come and like they're dancing. So just to like reduce the shock that goes in when you are changing water. If you understand what I said now, you know that what I'm talking about. So that's it. So that's what the effect of that shower rose. So let's go on. Please do. We have about 15 minutes more to go. So if you have any question for me, kindly bring in the question so that I will answer it before our 15 minutes time and we'll be going for today. So like I said, if you be able to overcome the issue of you overstocking, you have seen that you have eliminated most of the problems associated with catfish health. Another problem that you must eliminate is the issue of water. Ruth, thank you. The issue of water. In catfish farming, you can't manage water. It's not because me, I don't want you to farm catfish. You know, quarry stone. You don't need all these things. I saw somebody put stones inside the pond. I asked why. He said, "Oh, rocks." He said, "Oh, that the stone is to make the catfish pond feel like the eating pond." It's a lie. You don't need it. Don't be wasting your time. If you want your pond, like I've seen people do it, they have tarpaulin pond, they have concrete pond. They want it to be like the eating pond. What they do is that they go and pack sand and pour inside, but they still maintain water changing. And if you come to that pond, it's very clean, but it's just that they have sand under the water. But the problem is, if you don't do it well and those things pollute the pond, it's another problem. And if you put stone inside your pond, it's not going to add anything to your catfish. No, it's not going to make the catfish to be more alive. It's a lie. It cannot add food or anything, nothing. It's just there. So if you want to add it, okay. But remember that if it's tarpaulin pond and maybe mistakenly you enter the pond and use your leg mistakenly to grind the stone on the tarpaulin and the thing tears the tarpaulin. Well, that's your own problem. Really not me. Sometimes I don't like people using their hand to buy trouble, because if anything goes wrong and it destroys what you suffer to put, it's all on you, not me. I never said it. So it's not going to make your catfishes to grow well. It's not going to make your catfishes to taste well, according to what people think. That when they do it, that some people say that 18-pound catfish tastes more than the tarpaulin and concrete. All these things are lies, stories. It's not going to add any flavor or color to your catfish. No, it's just you putting it there because you like it. People put it in an aquarium to make the aquarium have more color. Aquarium is used to beautify the house. Fishes in aquarium, when you look at it, it's decoration. So you put those things, put corals, put stones, put different limestones to decorate beauty. But what we are doing catfish farming, there is no beauty. Nobody's coming to look at inside the pond, because inside your pond, most times you won't even see what is there. You're not going to see anything. So it doesn't add anything. But if you want to do it because you want to do it, it's okay. But if there's anything, please don't mention me. What's this? How much should my budget be? I want to do. You can't do 1,000 fingerlings without even knowing. Where do you plan to sell the fingerlings? From juvenile to 1 kg and above, you budget 108 bags of feed. So what you do is check out how much they sell feed times 108 bags of feed, and then know how much that it's going to give you 1,000,000. And so you know how much it is. So that's the it. What's the difference between hybrid and clarias? I cannot answer you the whole difference. Just search this YouTube, you will see it. But the major difference is that if the hybrid stays longer, it will not have eggs. If the clarias stays long, it will have eggs. Long in as much as the clarias, between 1 and 7 months, the clarias are still good. After 7 months, they start having eggs, but the hybrid will not have eggs, and your customers will not like to buy fishes with eggs. So that's just it. Any other thing, you just check it on the YouTube page you're asking from. I did a difference there. I showed videos, I showed pictures so that you can know it, identify it yourself. All right. So where am I? These questions made me now, and I don't even know what we're talking about. So, like I was saying, these things we have to, we see why I'm saying some of these things you hear me talk about in all this our catfish production is that I feel that it's not the best when people spend a hell lot of money, you know doing catfish, and at the end, if you check the amount of months you expand in trying to do the business and the success rate that people generate in the business, you start to marvel why people still do these mistakes. There are very simple mistakes that people do that you are not supposed to do. If you get out of the problem of your overstocking your catfish pond, you understand that you can't manage water whatsoever happens. It's not because I don't want to encourage you to start catfish farming, but it is the reality. Your fishes are going to live 100% of their life inside water. The day you buy your catfish and put it inside water, make sure that that day you start them with 3 feet water high. Some people say the fishes are very small, so they think that if they increase the water level in the pond, it's going to be too much for the catfish. And I ask, is oxygen too much for you to breathe in? The answer is no. So there is no too much water for your catfish to live in, because this is where they live. So give them that 3 feet water high. If you're on tarpaulin pond, if you're on concrete pond, make sure you change your water every 2 days. If the water in your compound is not enough to change your catfish water every 2 days, and you planned before you wanted to stock 5,000 or 500, come down to 100. Look for a pond that will take 100, so that the volume of water you'll be pouring in that 100 will not be too much like the volume of water that you will use for 500. But not that it will not reach 3 feet water high. If you understand what I said volume, meaning that the pond that you will stock 500 is not the same that the one you're going to stock 100. It's going to be a smaller pond. So, meaning that if it's a smaller pond, the quantity of water in that smaller pond will not affect the way the one in the 500 pond will affect you. These are things that you can do. But anybody that tells you, no, you can manage water, is a lie. That's how they talk. I was telling somebody on Facebook that you are supposed to be changing your water at least every 2 days. Another person said, no, I change my water once in a week. Okay, I'm not going to say anything about that. Whatever you wish, take it. Because all these people that will tell you all these things, people say that I don't encourage people with the way I talk. I'm supposed to, like, oh, okay, do it. I can't spoon feed you. I can't babysit you when I know that at the end of the day, you are going to fail because of mistake. And then when you fail, you come back to blame me. Why should I lead you through that pathway? It's better I tell you the truth from the beginning, especially when there's nothing there. So if I tell you the truth from the beginning, you make up your mind of what you want to do. As an adult, you don't expect people to lead you by hand to everywhere you're going. No, I have to put you on the right path. But whether you follow that path or not is entirely your own problem. So it's not like I have to sweet talk you to follow the right path. Come on. So I said I don't argue. You cannot leave the water in the pond for 1 week. Ah, now whenever I give you your stocking density, if you miss changing water on the second day and change it on the third day, it won't affect those fishes. If you use what I give you as stocking density, if you miss changing it, but not on a regular days, maybe it happens 1 or 2 days, you just missed it. Oh, you're supposed to change on the second day, you didn't. You change it on the third day, the fishes will be fine. But if you overstock and you miss 1 hour, now the issue of changing water every day, entirely wrong. Some people say, oh, we're doing it, we're making results. It's okay. But mind you, you are making your fishes, you are putting too much pressure on them. They need to relax to give you the weight you are looking for. So if I do the same with you and I don't change my water every day, I change it every 2 days, I don't stress out my fish. At 4 months, I'll be bouncing on a kg and above, 4.5 months abandon. You'll be struggling to get 1 kg. Then the 1 kg that you will have, if you check at the spread, how many of them are making that? What is the percentage that are making the 1 kg? You may not even do more than 20%. But you were bragging. You change water every day. Okay. It's the result that matters in catfish. That is the dangerous thing about catfish farming. It won't tell you if you are doing wrong. But now, when your result come out, you yourself, body could tell you. You don't tell a small child to remove the hand from fire. No. You let the child try it. If the thing hot, next time, the child sees just color of flame, he will run away. You don't even need to say it again, just run away. So please, try and understand this. Have it at the back of your mind that two things, no matter what, don't joke with it. One, it's your stocking density. Two, water in the pond. Don't ever joke with it. We don't have time today, but understand that another major problem in your catfish farm that is going to affect you is your feeding. If you give your catfish the wrong feed, let's say when your fishes are 3 months and you are giving them 6 mm, those fishes will not grow like the ones that are eating 3 mm at 3 months. Why? The nutritional content, that thing that is inside the feed. What is nutritional content? Every feed, there is composition. There are things they use in making every feed. So these things they use in making the feed is what is going to give the fish energy, give it growth, make the body shine. So that's what is going to make these things happen. So that's what you call the nutritional content. So at a particular age, if you are giving fish the wrong food, so that thing that is supposed to make the fish to grow well, have shining body, have energy, you are not giving it to the fish. So the fish is losing that. So what it simply means is that the fish will not be able to grow to that level that you want. And because you cannot grow to that level that you want, it will not give you the result you're looking for. So that's the problem. That is the reason why at every stage of your catfish farming, there is a size of food you're supposed to give the catfish. And inside this size of food, what will give them, what will make them to grow well and give you the result is inside that feed. So if you miss it and jump, you have jumped from what will give them the best result at that time to what will not give them the best result, but just keep maintaining them. Very, very important. Same thing as how do you feed your catfishes? Some say when your fishes are getting bigger, they don't need too much food. It's a lie. You feed them twice a day. The only thing that you will see is that at that time, because of their big, they become too lazy. So when maybe they are eating before 4 bags and they get to like 8 months, 9 months, sometimes today some will not even come up. They come up once. So today they may eat 3 bags. Tomorrow they may eat 4 plus. So that time their feeding is going like this. But then always make sure you come at the time you've been feeding them since the first time to feed them 2 times a day. But as they come out to eat, their response will tell you how you will feed them. That's why it is very wrong for somebody to tell you that in a day, oh, give your catfish 1 bag of feed. That's it. It's very, very wrong. Because there are some days you get to your pond, your fishes will not eat well. It could be the water temperature is wrong. It could be that your pond water is dirty. It could be that it's overstocked. Things. But water temperature today could be wrong. Tomorrow it will be nice, and all your fishes will come out to eat. So you see, you have daily change of what they eat. Unfortunately, this may be where we'll draw our curtain today. But before we go, let me quickly say this. I was supposed to discuss this, but I don't have time for today. Maybe next time. About roofing your catfishes. When you put a roof on the catfish, you deprive your fishes from having direct sunlight. It affects your fishes. It affects your fishes. Why? Your fishes need sunlight. Just like when a human being doesn't have vitamin D, there's tendency that you have sometimes you have issues with the skin, sometimes you have issues with your body, sometimes it triggers you to have other abnormal conditions. You can ask people that are abroad or go online and Google it and see how abroad people that don't have sunlight, there are some countries that don't have sunlight, they have to keep buying vitamin D to boost them. You don't need it. Simple. You ask me, oh, why is it that aquarium has an oxygen booster and it has another things that are put in place of the oxygen booster to also add the supplement that your vitamin D drugs add for them. I thought feeding 7 months upward fish once in a day is okay because they have enough belly to stock. Catfish doesn't have four-chambered stomach. If I understand what you're saying, they have belly to stock. It's like ruminants. Ruminants are animals that eat grass. So that yeah. So when they say they have belly, just like goats, we eat. And when they are hungry, they regurgitate. That's they bring out the food and start chewing. Catfishes are not like that. So if anybody had told you this, please, that's not correct. Catfishes doesn't have any space stomach to stock. No, they just come to eat, go down to digest. So, like I said, they become very lazy to come up with their big body to eat as they were eating when they were small. You see them eating and shaking like this. They can't do that again. So they have to take it easy. You get? But they don't have stories. They're not ruminants. No, they're not. So anybody that told you that before, it's not correct. That's why small goat will still do the same thing, still store food, but catfishes, they are not. They don't have double stomach. No, they are not. They don't regurgitate to eat. No, they are not. So please try and understand that. That's not correct. So, like I just gave you an example of animals that do it. Most ruminants actually do that, but catfish is not. It doesn't do it. So, sunlight, like I said, is key to your catfish farm. There was a recent outbreak in Ondo town, Ondo State. There's a man that converted there's a place it's they call it car park because from car park they turn out all these small nursery rhyme school, and when the guy came he now turned everything to make it a catfish farm. First production he did was excellent. This thing has roof. First production was excellent. Second production was excellent. The third production, something happened. The catfishes were big. They were already 1 kg plus, and they started dying. So, professors of fish was invited from Ife. The guy came, looked at it, said everything he understands about catfish. He was like, he has never seen this before because every prescription he gave, the man had tried, but they are not working. So this professor now came again with his friend. There were two professors. They looked at the whole thing, took samples of the dead because these fishes were dying. Took samples, went to lab. They came back without any result. So the guy that owns the fish, because I'm talking of this guy now, they sell fishes of 1.5 kg. Very big. And the pond we're talking about, there are many. I think this is about 8 ponds or so. There are very many ponds. So he actually stopped. This is somebody that when he want to do fish business, they put money for ground. These are people that when I see them do catfish, they were the people that first gave me lectures. But later on, he relocated. When he came back again, he started again. So when I got there, now, when somebody was like, this is somebody you were looking up to. So you now get there after many years, and I was like, okay, what do we do? Because, professors have checked everything. So they've done everything. Used practically drugs, and when the guy was showing me list of things that he has used, spent money. When I talk of money, million. Not be this thing, no, because of the fishes involved. They were big fishes. The place is roofed. Imagine a place that was used for a nursery school, something before. It was supposed to be a very big car park. Later on, they converted it to school. So for you to know that no, it's not a small place. So when I got there, after the professors have done their own, because at first I was told that the professors are coming, so I should just wait. So I agreed. So when I looked at it, so I went around the pond, ascertained everything. So I told him that there's only one problem in this place. He said, "What is it?" I said, "The roof." The guy did not believe me. He was like, because like I said, these are the people that I looked up to when I started, how many years ago. So he did not believe it. I told him it's the roof. That if it was me, because of the money invested in this project, now, plus or minus, if we get a carpenter and pay a carpenter highest 50K, 100K, they will remove all the roof and pack it. Make sure that they remove it diligently so that they don't spoil anything. So when you come out of the production, go fix all the roof back, then you can now go to another place. Because at that level of size of fish, if you move out that fish, they will die. Because at that level, they are big, about to be sold, but they are dying in droves. So the guy was like, he has done everything, none worked. And he has not gotten to the level of what he can sell. He has a customer target. Like I said, every business put a customer, he has a customer target. So he has what the customers buy, but they've not gotten there. So he decided to gamble it and we removed it. Maybe we removed it. Within 3 days, they stopped dying. The guy was surprised. He kept on trying to understand what I did and everything. I just said, leave that formula. I will tell you another day the formula I use, because I just have to like do like normal formula. Do this, I will come and I will do this in the pond. Don't worry, don't do this. But me, I know what I was doing. I can't tell him that if you do only this, it will happen. Because if I tell him, he's not going to believe it. So I just say, do this, do this. And when we did it after 3, 4 days, he stopped. And he sold his fishes. After selling, they put back the roof. So when he was like, okay, what do they do next? I said, don't use this place again. No. I said, that I fought many battles for you, but don't use these places again. To him, I used some powers. That is African magic. But I did not use anything. I only knew the problem, of which if I tell him immediately, he's not going to believe. So it was after the whole thing, sales, that I now told him, I fought many battles for you, but the major battle is that there was no sunlight. So now, instead of using that place, try an eating pond. Or if you have places that you can use, because he can't remove it and leave it like that because of the investments they have up. Those wood are very expensive. So it's going to condemn a lot of things. So either you build another concrete pond, avoid roofing, or you use the earthen pond. But this is where we end it today. So please, if you have more questions for me, all you need to do is just drop it, comment of this video or any of my video, I'll pick it up from there. And if you want to ask me any other thing or send me any video of your problem, simply send it to 081 353 48909. Thank you, everybody who joined us, and I hope you learned something today. So, like I said, God willing, next month we shall be here back, first Saturday of the month. I will always announce it as usual. Thank you, and God bless. In our way, Facebook, no one know why end this discussion. See?